I can't remember a bigger heavyweight fight in a long time. Maybe Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson was the last big fight like this. That was the last US-UK showdown. Deontay Wilder took a bit of my advice on his dress sense, I can see. He's looking well, smart. And that's it really, you know. There's not much I can say. And for the first time in my boxing career, I don't need to sell this fight. People know what they're going to get. It says exactly what it says on the tin. You're going to get a good fight. Deontay Wilder hasn't been returning my calls or messages or texts since I beat him last time. Yeah. He tried to keep his distance. He didn't want to do press conferences with me. He didn't want to be around me in case I got into his head. You know, all this getting into people's heads, I think it's a lot of anyway, to be fair. It's like, I'm living in his head rent-free and all that. You've heard it all before, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's just talk. Sticks and stones break your bones. Names will never hurt you. It doesn't really matter what I say or what Wilder says. It all matters what happens on the night, February 22nd. And what's going to happen on that night is I'm going to get what I won last time. I'm going to get that green belt. I'm also going to get the Ring magazine. And I'm also going to keep my lineal championship. And if he wants to rematch again, no problem. Beat a man once, you beat him again, you definitely beat him 3 times in a row. Not a bother.
I'm prepared more than ever for this fight. I knocked him out the first time. I told Fury 2 years ago that I was going to baptize him. And I did just that. You know, rising up is part of the baptism. I told her he was going to go timber, and he did just that. But this time around, it's a different story. This time around, this is called unfinished business. This point in time, he won't be able to get up. And since he's in WWE, I'm going to make sure he go right out the ring. And I might get on the top of the bucket or the rope and come down with a flying elbow kick. Who knows? Who knows? He needs validation from the people. He needs some type of inspiration, some type of motivation to feel like he beat me such a far wide margin that he did. When he know he didn't. And if so, why so many trainers? Why so many rotations? He rotating trainers like he do his draws. Every day changing. Firing, hiring. The first time around, he wanted to talk about how he was out of shape and stuff, but you did. You came in great shape the first time. Like you're supposed to. What you spent? 100,000 pounds? Trainers, camps, different little things? Well, I still have my old trainers. Still sat back, and still to this day, I got the same people. You don't see me firing no one. You don't see me bringing no one on if you're supposed to be such this great fighter. You know.
Deontay Wilder can make all the excuses he wants to make up in his own brain. His team, everybody can tell him, you won that fight, baby, you won that fight. But listen, as a fighting man, you know when you win and lose fights. Simple as. He lost the fight fair and square. He will lose the fight again fair and square. They had to rob a man who was out the ring for 3 years, ballooned up 147 pounds, and he still couldn't beat him. They had to give him a bad decision in LA, you know, to get a victory for the so-called top bloke, top champion. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to give him a boxing lesson, and I'm going to knock him out. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Why did I bring Sugar Hill in? Because I wanted to. Why do I keep switching trainers? Because I want to.
I came in with one arm, you know. I broke my hand in camp. I only had 12 weeks and 4 days to train. In that 12 weeks and 4 days, guess what? When that ran out, I was going to be in the ring exact. And I didn't want to risk throwing my hand in camp. I said, at least if I break it in the fight, I'm getting paid. But this time around, I'm in full health. I got both of my hands together. And with Deontay Wilder, I'm unpredictable, so you just don't know what's going to happen.
He's the man here making excuses. He broke his right hand. I only had 12 weeks and 4 days to train. 12 weeks. I can be ready for a fight in 2 weeks. I'm ready for a fight today. Never mind 12 weeks and 4 days. Me. You know, there's no need for excuses. There's no need for problems. I've heard he's had the flu. I heard he broke his hand. I heard he was having problems or whatever. It doesn't really matter because when I get him in there again, I'm going to make him feel the fury. He will get it.
Everything that he wants to do, I'm going to diffuse it. Everything he's trying to, that herky-jerky stuff and trying to win rounds at the end of the round, sticking his long tongue out and shaking his bald head, that shit ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to the rematch. We know that when I talk and say things, things actually happen. We know when he talks, you know, it's just only just to talk, to entertain, to try to get a couple of jokes and laughs in and stuff like that.
Listening to Deontay for the last half an hour, 1 minute he says, I made up this title in lineal championships, and then he keeps talking about he's going to walk away with them all. So which is it? Have I made it up, and is it fake, or is it an official title? Anyone who knows boxing knows the lineage of the heavyweight division goes back to the days of John L. Sullivan, right up to the way to me today, Tyson Fury. All this talk of the lineal ship will be gone after me and whatever. If he beats me, he'll be beating the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, which means he's the best of his era. And every era there's the best, and I'm the current best lineal champion of my era. And that's what this little skinny-legged super noodle will have to do, nail me to the canvas. And if he can't do that, I'm going to eat him up. This time is going to be different. He thinks I'm going to come out irking and jerking, as Eddie Hearn says. Everyone's took that style now. The irky-jerky style of Tyson Fury. Made it famous. I'm not looking for irky-jerky. I want him to meet me dead in the centre of the ring. Let's have a slugfest. Best man stands up, loser goes down. I got 20 knockouts out of 29 wins. He knows he was rocked 3 or 4 times in that fight, but I never had the gas to finish him. I'll be honest and truthful. I didn't have the gas after the layoff, after all the weight loss. I never had the gas to put my foot down. This time I can turn that screwdriver until he's gone. And I want to meet him head on. El mono, in the centre of the ring. Let's make it a Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler type fight. Best man stands, the loser goes back and recruits. Back to the gym, back to the drawing board. I'll meet you, Deontay, in the middle of the ring, 22nd of February. I won't be running. You won't have to look anywhere for me. Just watch out for the right hands, because you're going to sleep in 2 rounds. 2 rounds, he's going down.